Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast with a review of Class of '09, Season 1, Episode 5, The Problem is People. This episode is directed by Stephen Canals, written by Tom Rob Smith, Lauren Wilkinson, and Ben Wolcott. In this episode, in the past, the Class of '09 grapple with the complex history of the Bureau, and also Teo meets the love of his life. In the present, we see how Teo's dreams of making amends are threatening that love story, and in the future, the Class of '09 finally confront each other. The show stars Brian Tyree Henry as Teo Michaels, Kay Mara as Ashley Poet, Sefide Moafi as Or Nasari, and Brian J. Smith as Lennox. We also have the returning Raul Castillo as Amos. This series just seems to be very consistent in so many ways as we kind of move past the midpoint of the series. We know that even though Lennox and Poet managed to escape the attack in the previous episode, which could have cost them their lives, that thread got resolved pretty quickly. And I think it's not because the show didn't want to extend the suspense or the tension, is because we already know that they are alive in the future. But the show does show us some of the scars that they'll have moving forward in their lives after this attack. So we also have a lot of great character development, specifically in this episode. We kind of move forward with that. And in some ways, love is really the most essential theme of this episode specifically, because it's very unique. There's not a lot of people racing around. There's not a lot of big events happening. There is a fun sequence in the future, or yeah, there's a fun sequence in the future as the team kind of confronts each other, but it's really all about things just happening, a very matter of fact, and those things being used to build our character's motivation, specifically Teo. In the past, we visit the class visits the home of Martin Luther King, who has a very history with the FBI overall, and really they bring to light some things that the organization had done in the past, and Teo is aware of this, and he also gets to meet Vivian, who becomes his wife later on, that we have met in the future. So all that stuff, the exploration of their relationship and how it started, is very interesting. Uh, we also have Teo being kind of taking responsibility for the attack, and the FBI kind of missing out on all that, right? And this is kind of what's planting those seeds in Teo's mind, that the FBI needs to evolve. And it goes back to the name of the episode, which I think is very clever, right? The problem is people, because there is no way that people can go through all this data to make the right decision. But then how much do you push that? This is kind of where we see a little bit of an interaction with Amos and Teo as he tries to maneuver how to get all this how to properly use the AI in the future, and the system that we kind of have seen in the future. So it's really, really interesting there. And also we see in the future that the our characters are finally come to a front, right? They're being chased down. We get this cool sequence as the some drones enter this church, which is not supposed to be allowed, and finally Teo maybe questions the system and all the responsibilities that are happening. Um, yeah, this one overall was kind of unique. There was there was a very much a lack of a lot of action sequences, which we've seen at least one or two in the previous episodes. But we do get to see some stuff that, some of these characters, as they evolve, they meet each other, and their relationship throughout really pretty much all three timelines, specifically Teo and his wife. Um, so overall, this was another very interesting episode. I'm really enjoying the series. I think we're gonna build to something really big in the next episode, just based on everything that happens, specifically in the future. But I also want to see the relationship between Amos and Teo really expand. That's really one of the things that I hope they show a little bit more. Um, and then how Poet and Or are going to kind of react to this, because I feel like they are the ones that will ultimately confront Teo It's part of the bigger group probably, but I feel like the story is really about them as a team as well. So I don't know. Let me know what you thought of this episode if you've seen it down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.